Chris Paul's a good fit anywhere. Definitely San Antonio. I think LaMarcus Aldridge would benefit the most. He's one of those guys that really doesn't want to post up. He's used to pick and popping. Chris Paul's the pick and pop expert. You know, I mean, even Blake couldn't shoot, but he got so many pick and pop shots from Chris Paul that he had to work on it and find the jumper. That'll be perfect for LaMarcus. With Kawhi, it'll be great because you have a guy that can run the offense. Kawhi don't have to be so ball dominant. He can play off the ball and get some easy shots off Chris sometimes instead of forcing shots or going one-on-one all the time. It'll definitely benefit them, and having Pop there, that'll be great. That'll definitely be a championship team.
I totally agree because right now the big magician is struggling. But that's what I call LaMarcus.
Big oh, yeah.
Because he disappeared.
Yeah.
Every player for the big game, you can already abracadabra, hocus pocus, a la peanut butter sandwiches, whatever phrase you want to use to get a guy to disappear, Skip.
I've told you all
Ain't
year.
no way.
I've told you.
In this game, at home, you score 8 points.
It shouldn't happen.
Chris Paul will be a great fit. He'll be a great, as Steven said, he'll be a great fit because he's the old school point guard. He's not masquerading. He's not a two masquerading as a point. He wants to get the ball to the guys that can put the ball. Now, he can score, but a lot of these guys, the Westbrooks, the Hardens, a lot of these guys, they're really two-guard, Skip. And they look to score first, but if you're wide open, they will give you the ball. Chris Paul is looking to get you the ball to the spot where you can do the most damage. So it would be a great fit. My question is, how does he walk away from $42 million a year over the next 5 years, Skip?
Like $60 million more to stay put.
Yeah.
Right.
And San Antonio, the Riverwalk, ooh.
I love San Antonio.
Lulu, you ever been to Lulu's?
Yes,
With the
I
big old
have.
cinnamon rolls?
Yes, I
the
have.
Country fried steak? Oh, that's great. But I'm going to tell you something. Jack, I ain't going.
No, that is too much money.
5 years.
You don't know this, but I am the mayor of San Antonio. I am.
I believe it.
Unofficial, but I am.
I know.
And we would welcome Chris in town. You know, we would make him very
What
happy.
you mean we? What? But I can't say Cavaliers. I can't say we. You enjoy getting. Oh, it's we now.
I'm talking about the city of San Antonio.
No, you said Cavaliers. You said the Spurs. We would welcome him.
I'm the mayor.
They love
Well,
they love
he's
Skip.
always been a Spurs fan. You're just a LeBron fan.
Yeah, you're a
Okay, I mean ever since
bandwagon
1984.
fan.
I've been a LeBron fan since '84.
Okay, I hear every basketball point you guys just made
But
dead right. I had all those same thoughts last night when I first read this story. Then I started to try to figure out how can they fit him into the salary cap. I don't even know. It's like mind-blowing because you would have to gut this roster to get him involved.
you're probably gonna lose Simmons anyway, Skip. So
Maybe.
Patty
maybe.
Mills, too.
Yeah.
Patty Mills, which
That's
I
a big
love
loss.
Patty Mills. What a big shot maker until he gets Clay on him at 6'7".
Right.
He can't even get a shot off.
until we're counting on him to start and make plays.
Well, there's truth to that. He's a fire starter off the bench. We
Correct.
want him.
Great backup.
Okay. Look, in the end, it hit me late last night. I don't want Chris Paul on this team.
What?
And I'll tell you why. I really liked this team a whole lot this year. You know I did.
Yes.
And I liked them going into the playoffs, and they finally caught fire in the playoffs. And they're up 25 at Golden State in game one, and then obviously 23 mid-third quarter, and Kawhi goes down. Kawhi had emerged as a superstar. Is that fair? I think he was.
He is.
Yeah. And that team had sort of forged itself around him, and it was no fluke they were up 23 mid-third quarter. And I believe they would have beaten Golden State. But that just means you can say I'm a crazy Spurs fan. But I now know too much about Chris Paul. I told you before the year, I thought Chris Paul was going to take them places this year. I thought Blake had a lot to prove, and I thought DeAndre coming off a dominating Olympic performance. I thought they were made to order with Doc improving the bench. I thought that team was going to be really good, and they really weren't because Chris Paul can't stay healthy at age 32. He feels like he's about 36 to me, and I've made fun of this before. I've used this nickname. I'm going to throw it out again. But I call him CP0 because he has no rings. He hasn't even sniffed a ring, hadn't even gotten close to a ring. No. Something is missing in him because he's so short. Like it's almost the Isaiah syndrome on a little different level. He's a little under 6 feet tall. Now he's a wide body and he is stout and he is strong. And the pick and roll, he's the king of it because he can bounce people off him and create shots in space and get the ball to other people. And he is a pass first point guard. But I don't know. There's something missing there that I don't know if it takes the Spurs over the top because you might have to trade LaMarcus.
That's
I'm not sure
okay.
he'd even be there. Well, I'm with you, but LaMarcus can rim protect now. You underestimate. I want him defending. I want him long. I want him rebounding. He does a lot of stuff that you just can't snap your fingers and get back.
But Skip, if you're gonna have that kind of guy that you're paying that kind of money, you need to be able to count on him every
Okay.
night to give you 25 points.
Okay, but you know what? I disagree because they were the '1 defensive team in the regular season in large part because of LaMarcus Aldridge. I'm telling you, he can rim. He's not Tim Duncan, but he's long and he's 6'11", and he blocks shots like he changes a whole lot of shots, and you're underestimating the impact on the defensive end.
He gives a lot of defensive help,
Yeah.
But the biggest thing with him, you can't be that big of a player. You can't you get paid that much money.
I agree. He's way overpaid for what he's
but
doing. Yeah.
that not only that, and not be able to go left.
He has no left.
Every team is guarding him the last 4 or 5 years, just sit on his left shoulder so he
do.
won't go
I
right,
agree.
and he just runs over him. How are you that great of a player and you're not adding to your game? Going left is simple.
Yeah.
Just practice going left. Teams been guard him. He could be a dominant player. The Spurs probably would have won that series if he just would have went left. It's that simple. It's just that simple with him.
He can't create. He's just catch and shoot. If you get him in rhythm and he's just catching it and shooting it from 15, 18 feet,
Right.
he can get crazy hot.
Exactly.
Skip, I do not believe the Spurs will ever beat the Warriors without home court. And CP3 might be the one that can put them over the top.
Spurs are better on the road than they are at home. They always have been.
Always have been.
Yeah.
We
It's a
got to leave
thing.
it there. Be sure to check out the Big Three League with Steven. Steven, it starts on June 25th. Steven, thanks for joining us.